Okay, hello everyone. So, this is the first time that I have ever finished my sketchbook, so I was pretty proud of myself, and I told myself that if I did finish one, I would do a video on it. This is the sketchbook that I used. It is a Strathmore Watercolor 400 series. Before this, I had tried a couple of other ones, and I didn't really like them, but as you can tell, I love this one because I started it in, I think that says November of last year, and I finished it today, which is February 6th, I believe. 7th, never mind, today's February 7th. It only had 12 sheets in it, and I only painted on one side, but I was still really proud of the fact that I finished it. So, here we go. This is the first one that I did, and it's not my favorite. I kind of messed up on her hair here and the earring, but it was the first watercolor painting that I had finished in the sketchbook, so I was like, oh, I'm actually really happy that I'm finishing things again. So that was good. I do like, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's some like crackling down here, and I chose to do different colors than actual skin tones. I do that a lot. I don't really like painting with actual skin tones, which is going to be funny because the next one is a very realistic portrait. This one is Dr. John Watson. Oh, and if you want to see the original image of any of these, you can see them on my Pinterest page, which I will put a link to that in the bottom. Generally underneath my group called Faces, except for the only one that will not be on there is the last painting in this watercolor book. That'll be on Instagram, which I'll also put a link to that. But that's just for the original. For these, I have it here. This is Dr. John Watson from the movie Sherlock Holmes. I did a couple of the movie posters from that. I really love this one. I love all this, and his hair looks really good, and his face looks really good, and it looks like him, and I just like how the background looks like that. It's one of my favorite things to do. This one might be my least favorite out of all the ones in here. The reason why this one actually happened is because I took it on vacation with me, and I was going to do it green all over her face and do a really simplistic, and then I was at the beach, and the wind blew the paint, and it ended up going off on the side, and I know everyone says you can't erase watercolor, but there are ways to do it, and I tried those ways, and it wouldn't erase. So you can also see here it kind of blew around, and here it blew down. Otherwise it should have gone straight down. But it's good. It's just not my favorite. I do like the bubbles. I don't really know what's going on exactly. In her hair, I like that too. Yeah, so next one. This one is one of my absolute favorites, and it was my background on my phone for a while, but then that changed because that happens a lot for me. And I don't know if you can tell, but this and this are the same color, but they look extremely different, especially like right here and right here. It's kind of like a light glossy blue, and here's a dark blue. And what happened was I painted it, and I left it for overnight, and then when I came back the next day, the watercolor, it's not the best watercolor. It's watercolors I really like, but they're not the highest of quality, so the color inside of it had separated and done that. But I really like that effect, and I've tried to repeat it, and I can't. So, thanks a lot, watercolors. But this color is actually called Prussian Blue. It is my favorite color, and I think it looks amazing. I stuck with simple colors on this one. I was trying to follow Agnes Cecile, but with her color schemes, but I kind of went really far off of that because I like purple and blues appear a lot in my paintings. This one is called Rising from the Embers, and I'm really happy with this. And I don't know exactly what you can see. I'm so sorry I keep saying that, but I don't know what you can see. This will be my first video ever. There's gold right here and here on her earring, on her lips, on her eyes, and I like that. And then it's supposed to look like she's coming out of embers, and I think I did a really good job here with that, and then a little bit here. I don't like this. I don't know what that is exactly. If I could just get rid of that and keep everything else in the painting, it would probably be my favorite, if not one of my favorites. Actually, this one right now is one of my phone's backgrounds. Once you go into my phone, you can see it behind it. I don't know if you can actually see it or not, but it's back there. So yeah, I do really like this one, but I also don't like it so much. It's hard to describe my feelings towards this painting. This one I dislike completely, but that's okay because it has blues. I used 3 different shades of blue. I think this is oh my gosh, I can't remember what the shades of blue are. I think this one is the Prussian blue, and this one is, okay, I'll have to look those up. I don't know. And this one is the cadmium, I think, cadmium. And I found a picture on Pinterest that I liked, and it was very bright and cheerful, so I decided to change it up and do it all in blues. I don't even know why I dislike this one, but I do. I think it looks really good, and I think I did a good job painting it. It's very simplistic and very nice and sharp, and everything's in the right place. There's something about it that bothers me, and I guess I'll never find out. Other people really like it. I mean, it got some good likes on Instagram. Okay, here's one I did of Emma Watson, and at first I hated how it came out, but then I kind of gave it a few days, and I was drawing in one of my other sketchbooks at the time, and I came back to this, and I was doing the next painting, and then I was like, oh, what did I do right before this? So I came back and looked at it again, and I was like, you know what, I actually really like how it came out. She has freckles here that look really nice, and her hair is really simplistic, but it looks really nice too, and I guess the reason why I dislike it is her shirt, but then I also noticed that this happened down here because her shirt is ink and everything else is watercolor, and what happened was the ink wasn't completely dry when I splattered, and so it turned purple here and it edged out the blue and this teal color, which I think looks really cool actually. And I also like how this up here looks and this, and I realized I didn't dislike it like I thought I did. I actually liked it, so that was a bonus to come back and be like, oh look, it's actually not that bad. Okay, turning the sketchbook. This one I did as a sequel to another piece, which, let me go find that. Okay, so this is the original one that I did. This is not in my sketchbook. I did this just on watercolor paper, and everyone loved it so much. It got like tons of likes on Instagram, which like tons for me is like 50 or above. I think this one got like close to 60 or maybe 70 likes, and I was really proud of it, and I really liked it. So I did another one, and I did it based off this song lyrics that was talking about champagne and her eyes, and I really liked how that the song sounded and how that all looked, so I tried to redo it, and I really like in the eyes, like that stuff. I really like the lines. I wish I had done more, because I feel like compared to this one, it's really, really plain. And then also, I left my paintbrush on the page when it was wet overnight, and it kind of got pink right here, which I would fix, but I kind of wanted to be done with it. Yeah, I just really wanted to be done with it. Ooh, this is the first one that I finished in the year 2015. So now we're getting into January. It took me a while to go from that one to this one, and I absolutely love this one. I mean, probably because it's purple, and purple is just an amazing color. But if you guys are wondering about this white stuff right here, that is a white inking pen, and it's called Jelly Roll, and this is the white one, and then I also have, this is a black one. It actually turns out silver, so I'm not too happy about that, and then, which you'll see these later, and then this is a silver one, which actually turns out silver. This one is blue, and this one is purple. Okay, so this is the one, oh, I shouldn't have flipped there. This is my collage piece, is what I guess I'm calling it. I used these pens for this. I didn't use the purple or the blue one, so I used these pens for this. And this right here is the black one, and this right here is the silver one, and the white one is up here on her hair. The background, this is just a salt effect. I did it blue first, and then I let that completely dry, and then I did purple over, and I did salt, and that's how you get that. And her skin is all purpley and white. It's very pale. I like that. Her lips, I really like her lips. This and all of this I hand glued on rhinestones. You can see them here. These are the ones I used. I have a bunch left over now. And it was like, it took me like 2 or 3 hours to do, but I really love how it turned out. Hey, here's the next Sherlock Holmes series that I was doing. This is Robert Downey Jr. playing Sherlock Holmes, and I really like, this is salt effect down here a little bit, but I did it differently. I did it where I did the green as a salt effect, and then I did blue over top while the salt was still there, and you can see really, like, it's texture too. I can feel it still. I mean, most of the salt's come off, but it's still a little bit there. This one is the Irene Adler, and I really got kind of annoyed halfway through. Like, I started to paint this one, and then I took a break, and I started to work on something else, which is a total mistake, and I know not to do that, because I've done it before, and then I've never gone back to something. This is also the salted method right here, and then I did the spray bottle to get this down here, which it sprayed into the red, or pink, I guess, but I really like how that looks, so I'm happy with that. There's a couple of different, actually this is Prussian blue, but this is also Prussian blue from a different watercolor set, so that was kind of interesting how it was the same color, but it ended up being two different colors on here. I love how her skirt came out. Her hands, not so much. Her face, not so much. But this I love, and the background and down here I love. So this is the last one, and this is the one that I took from a picture from Instagram, someone I was following. And the water, I really love how the water came out. This, if you're wondering what this kind of thing is here, I do like a dry brush technique with watercolors, which I really love, and it looks really cool. So, that's what that is, and then the sky has a little bit of it, and then I'm not too happy with the horse, I guess, or the girl, but I was ready to be done.